What's going on YouTube? Cloud Envy here, and I'm bringing you our draft analysis for the BRL. I know, right? I'm so hyped to be back in the league again. So what is the point system? Much like the GBA. Yeah, the tiers were already set up and everything. Dix did me a huge favor by getting me in here. Luckily, somebody dropped before the draft even started, so we get to start nice and fresh. But we're going to jump right into this, because you know me, I like to get to the point. No going around the side door for this guy. We started off easy. Round one was to go for the highest point picks. So, obviously I started off with Infernape. Red Rocket, the most loyal of apes. I couldn't say no to it. I could have picked a Mega. I could have picked something busted. I mean, legendaries are all banned here, which is helpful, is also not helpful, depending on how you look at it. But we went with Infernape. I figure the utility, the speed, the offensive prowess, it's already the beginning of a Firewater Grass Core. So, like, why not? Plus, I'm super comfortable with Infernape. So, this felt like a, kind of a shoo-in. Next up, we had some meme picks. Round two was supposed to be picking a mon that costs 3 or less in points. Some people didn't go for it, some did. The ones that didn't picked it up next round. It's a lot to get into, but ours was King Louis the Slacking, because like you see something with those kind of stats for 3 points. I mean, truant or not, you just slap a choice band on it and it's gonna hit almost everything for extremely heavy damage, save like Ghost type, but even then, like, you just bring coverage. He gets Night Slash, he gets Sucker Punch. I mean, Sucker Punch is a huge risk considering Truant, but, you know. But I thought King Louis was a pretty solid 3-drop here. There's not even a bad stat, honestly, except for, like, special attack, but why would you use that anyway? 160 base attack, 100 speed, nice and bulky. That's enough for me. It's obviously not going to come to every game, but a choice band at Giga Impact, nothing wants to eat that damage. Moving on from slacking, okay, so when I originally drafted, I had about 17 points left over, so I was like, whoa, not okay. This is what happens when I only play RU and under. I don't know how UU and OU work, so I got comfortable with only using low point mons, which means we got to upgrade some, which also means we upgraded Sneasel to Weavile. In hindsight, I think I kind of jumped the gun here, because we're looking at our first 3 picks being very heavy physical offense mons. Yeah, Infernape can go both ways, but it's still part of the 3 physically heavy mons we have. But we went with Anthony the Weavile. Yeah. There's no reason not to have okay, you need an offensive ice type. And if you're going offensive ice type, why not go for one of the best offensive ice types? Because Weavile has access to so much, between low kick, icicle crash, knockoff is a staple in itself. Plus, it got a nice piece of utility with the heavy boots. Now that it can't take rocks damage, and it won't be affected by sticky webs. Thank God, by the way, because we're gonna get into that later. But so far, our team's looking very straightforward. Slacking Weavile, at least you look at it, you know exactly what's gonna happen. So I wanted to try to change it up. For pick number 4, we picked up Haku the Gyarados. Again, a physically offensive mon, but just as well, Gyarados can do some fun stuff. You can bring Scarf Gyarados, Banded Gyarados, you can bring Setup Gyarados. Hell, if you want to get cheeky, you can bring a defensive Gyarados. It's got Intimidate, utility, it does have Thunder Wave, so that's a nice plus. All around, Gyarados is one of those mons I draft a lot, but I've never actually delved into, so I'm really hoping I can do that this time around. It also gives us a nice ground immunity, and really helps us out with our Firewater Grass Core a little bit. So I see Gyarados doing some pretty fun stuff here. The amount of coverage it gets is crazy. I'm really hoping something's gonna come. Something good. I can't talk today. It's gonna come from this Gyarados. And next up, we have another team favorite, Frank the Gardevoir, coming in. Gardevoir is one of my most favorite draft mons. Just, I love everything this thing does. It's a nice cleric. Not something you want to be relying on as a cleric, but it can do it. Great Scarf user, phenomenal Specs user. Nice and Trace. Gardevoir Solid also provides us with a strong Fairy type, which is going to be really good. And the very much slept on 115 special defense. I feel like more times than not, Gardevoir is mostly used for a Combiner or a Scarfer. I prefer to use it as Spexmon. It's going to fill in a lot for us, being a special attacker, being a cleric, having some kind of special defense, because right now we're very much lacking in the defensive department. Anybody who knows me knows I draft for the offense. I like hitting hard, I like hitting fast. Why bring a switch in when you can just kill it? It's worked in the past. Why not now? Speaking of defenses, we're going to grab a Box Ghost, the Cofagrigus, and this guy, oh my god. Box Ghost is going to do a lot for this team, I can feel it. Solid defenses, HP is a little bit to be lacking, but that just means that Pain Split is going to be more effective. Does have access to Combine, has access to Trick Room, and it gets Body Press now, which is just dumb with Iron Defense. Even without Iron Defense, 150 base defense with Body Press? Yes, please. Let me hit things that Cofagrigus normally couldn't touch otherwise. You know, like Dark types. But yeah, Cofagrigus, I can't even pronounce the name, is dropping on in here. So far we've had no snipes, which is just beautiful for us. That made me so happy. I'm looking down the sheet, and most of the Megas are taken right now. So I figure mine is safe, we can hold it off a little longer, and pick up Sunglasses of the Flygon. Now, Flygon is giving us another ground immunity, which is good. Gives us a Dragon type to help really fill up that Fairy Dragon Steel core we're working on. Honestly, the Steel type is what I'm most excited about. It also sets up with D-Dance. It can also be a Scarf user. It gets First Impression now, which is really fun. I love First Impression. So, yeah, Flygon's going to be here. Flygon's doing the thing. And it is nice to have an electric community. It's always important to have an electric community because God knows the league scene is all about those fast electric types. And if you can't protect yourself against that, then you're just going to get pivoted on all day. So moving on from there, we picked up Electivire. Tony the Tiger. I wanted an electric type. I really wanted an electric type. Originally I was going to pick up Raichu, but with our speed tiers, I needed something in the 90s. So I dropped that, bumped it up to Electivire. It is a little bit slower, but it is a lot stronger, again, physically, because this team is nothing but physical prowess, a Gardevoir, and a Cofagrigus. I'm not really familiar with Electivire. I never really used it before. I've seen it used, so I kind of get the hang of it. Plus, again, it is another electric community. It's a Volt Switcher. It's the obligatory electric type. So we kind of floundered on this one. I feel like I could have done better. I'm not too happy with the pick, to be honest. But we do have transactions. I might honestly just drop it because I don't need another physical attacker. It's not necessary to have our electric type do the same thing as half of our other mons. Yeah, that's Electivire. I don't see myself keeping it. Maybe bring it to 1 or 2 games and that's it. This pick was our first and only snipe. I built this whole team around Mega Aggron initially, and I was so excited because I love Mega Aggron. It's like, you know, no one ever drafts that thing. I can hold off. I can wait. Everyone except one person has a Mega. Well, that one person picked Mega Aggron. So, we're out of luck there. No Mega Aggron for us, so instead it took our backup pick, which was Credildo the Credilli. Could have been a better grass type by now. I honestly like Credilli a lot. It's good on every front aside from, speed, and even then, Trick Room solid. It doesn't really need speed with what it does. Nice and Storm Drain, so it's a water immunity. The amount of Credilli builds is honestly insane. You got Toxic Trapper Credilli, you've got AV Credilli, you've got Curse Credilli, like, even Stealth Rocks. You can bring this thing into a match, and it's going to be a toss-up on what's happening. Unfortunately, with my team comp, it probably won't be a toss-up because I have, again, no defensive prowess whatsoever. So, we got Credilli. I really wanted a Stealth Rocker that wasn't Infernape. Because, again, it's all about the offense for me. I really need to work on that. I know. I'm sorry. I was going to grab Mega Steelix, because I was the only team without a Mega, and I still needed a Steel type, so, like, oh, why not Mega Steelix? But then, I'm looking at the sheet, and I'm like, oh, well, Mega Beedrill's there. And I can save my Mega for last and grab up Steelix now. So, we went and picked up Solid Snake, the Steelix, giving us that nice physical. But, oh, I love Steelix so much. It's another, a word that I can't think of. It's another Stealth Rock spawn. Another ground type, so it does give us another electric immunity, which is awesome. Again, Body Press. Body Press, Curse, Steelix is just ridiculously good. This thing is, it can be such a monster if used right. Back in the TBU, I actually brought a Choice Spec Steelix, which actually won the game for us, so that's always an option as well. Especially because it has the that nice overlooked sheer force. Either way, the TVU was a long time ago. But Steelix kind of speaks for itself. Super bulky, solid attack power, body press, and stealth rocks. And last but not least, we grabbed up Stabby, the Mega Beedrill. Ugh, I love this bee. I love this bee so much. It was the first Mega I ever drafted, and it sat at the top of the leaderboards for the entirety of the league. Carried us all the way to the finals, where we lost to Trev on his last Mon with 1 HP, and it haunts me to this very day. Mega Beedrill is fantastic. I love it. Definitely the highest speed on our team, the highest attack stat on our team. It gives us a grounded poison type, so we can do away with Stealth Rock. Not Stealth Rock, wow. Toxic Spikes, I'm sorry. It is weak to rocks itself, but our team doesn't really fear rocks. Like, we don't really have a lot of rock weaks. But Mega Bee is solid, adaptability. It has enough coverage to get to where you want to get to, but with adaptability, even the coverage half the time you don't need. Knockoff, yeah. But more times than not, it's going to be all about the X's or the Poison Jab. Every once in a while, you might want to attack on Drill Run. But it's always important to keep that Protect, because regular Beedrill does not retain the Mega Speed, and that's a killer. But that's the whole team. I do see some transactions happening in the future. One giant weakness I'm seeing with this squad is we can't get rid of hazards. Flygon and Beedrill have Defog. You don't want either of them bringing Defog to a game. We don't have a spinner. We have some Taunt Mons, but you can't always rely on something to taunt. Sometimes you make a bad prediction, sometimes it costs you that Mon, and sometimes that costs you the game. So I don't think I'm going to be about that life. Just as well, we lack a lot in the special department, just in general. Gardevoir has a high special attack, and then it drops down to Electivire and Credilli, which, again, I'm not okay with. I feel like I drafted very repetitively with physical offense, because a lot of the Mons do the same thing with different typings. And although versatility is important, it's a lot better to have a few Mons with a lot of versatility than a lot with mild. But yeah, that's the draft. Probably going to be making some transactions. Be ready, because we're going to do matches on Mondays. Well, uploads on Mondays. Matches can be anytime between then and some other time. I'll see you guys when I see you. Hey guys, just a quick modification. So after preparing for my week 1 battle, we used our 3 transactions already, I know. So one really big thing that hit me was we can't get rid of hazards, which means we can't get rid of sticky webs, which means we die. And I don't want to die. I needed to implement things in a way that would give us more hazard removal, as well as make people not want to bring webs as much, I guess. And I really wanted to try to balance our stats out instead of just having super heavy physical offense, because you can't run a team on that. Our points were exact. I finished the draft with 0 left, which means I have 0 to spare, so we did the unthinkable. Our first swap was Flygon for Donphan. Cost us a Dragon type, the points are even, but we do retain a ground. It gives us a spinner, and Donphan does retain our super physical offense, but it also has high defense as well, and priority as well with Ice Shard. Donphan's honestly not bad. Has a lot of utility. Obviously, yeah, Rapid Spin, it gets Knockoff, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Dunk Shot, Play Rough. Donphan's great. I put in a lot of work with him in the past. It can pave its own road here as well. Honestly, I'm surprised 2 of these 3 didn't get picked up, if I'm being perfectly honest. So yeah, we picked up Donphan, dropped Flygon. Next one hurt me so much because I dropped Mega Beedrill, and I know, I picked up Mega Ampharos. Mega Ampharos does provide us with a very, very high special attack. It keeps our dragon typing intact with our Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which is kind of loose, but also, like, we don't really have a switch in for a ground type attack outside of Donphan now, which sucks. You know, you do what you gotta do. But Mega Ampharos isn't terrible. Very good stats all around aside from speed, and it makes up with that with its surprising bulk and, you know, dragon typing. So, as much as I hate to say it, we did have to drop Stabby for Fabio. And our last transaction was dropping Electivire, and now that we have 6 points to work with, we picked up Umbreon. I knew Electivire wasn't going to last. It was doing everything everyone else was doing, but slightly worse. It was just an Electro type. Now we have Mega Ampharos for an Electro type. Given it's not a fast Electro type, so it's going to kind of suck a little bit, but at the same time, we can switch out without having to worry about the replacement taking a hit, so I can get more ground, be more offensive, and again, not have to worry about bulk of the situation as much. But we did pick up Umbreon in its place. Umbreon's got disgusting defenses. It's a pivot in itself with Baton Pass, so even if we're not trying to pass stats along, we can still get the slow switch. And if we do want to pass stats, we can set up Curse onto Steelix, onto Credilli, on anything really, as long as it's not speed. Umbreon is also a solid cleric, so we can relieve some of the stress off of Gardevoir for that as well, which is going to be nice. Low offensive stats, but it has access to Foul Play, which is going to be really helpful, and I really think this is going to work out a little better. We lost a lot of speed in this transaction, which kind of sucks, but it moved our team more toward a bulky offense rather than just hit fast and have 2 switch-ins, and I'm much more comfortable with this aspect. So just a heads up, it won't take effect in our first week battle, but for week 2 it will. Unfortunately, I missed the 24-hour gracing period to do this for free, so that also really sucks. So this is the new squad. This is the new team. It is officially Infernape, Slacking, Weavile, Gyarados, Gardevoir, Cofagrigus, Donphan, Umbreon, Credilli, Steelix, and Mega Ampharos. Again, not super upset about it, but I figured I'd clear it here instead of waiting a week and then, oh, look, a 5-minute video. It's, no. But yeah, I'll see you guys for week 1. Until then, stay frosty.